I did a live earlier. I was just trying to do a talking head style video, and it didn't record. So I don't know what's up there, but I don't know. I'll do it again. But I'm here at TReef. Got my coffee cup. Actually, really nice coffee cups. And I'm in the middle of eating my breakfast quesadilla. Really fabulous. So you're gonna have to suffer with me eating. And I just wanted to rant or talk about a subject. And talking head videos are one way to do that, but going live is another way. Hey McLovin, the last video didn't save, so I'm just gonna go back over that topic real quick. I just wanted to kind of record that. And it's not going to be as good as the first time. It never is. So, I don't know what to say. So, I'm in Angeles City. Obviously, I'm at TReef, enjoying breakfast. Starting to get busy around here a little bit. People are starting to come out of the woodwork or out of the bushes, whatever you want to say. And I've said for a long time, I made a few videos talking about this, but Angeles City is a great place if you're in the middle of changing your life to meet just all kinds of people, right? You're going to meet some of the worst expats ever. You're going to meet some of the best expats ever. You're going to meet locals. Angeles City is probably, to me, the loneliest city on the planet. And there's advantages to that you can take, you can use that to your advantage. There's definite advantages to that, and take advantage of them. But don't get caught in the trap here. If you're in Angeles City and you're angry or frustrated or whatever, it's probably the worst place on the planet for you, because it will feed all that, right? You will find that click to feed that, and it's just not healthy. But for me, and this is why I say it's a great place for, first-time travelers or men or even ladies to some extent, is you go sit down in a bar. Since it's such a lonely city, you're gonna have just random people come up and talk to you like they've known you for years. You're gonna have people come up and tell you their whole life story in 2 minutes. Excuse me. Getting a little reflux from breakfast there. I inhaled that quesadilla so fast. But there's just so many things, you can see and really chart out your future. You're going to see people younger than you, older than you, with few exceptions. There's still going to be somebody older than you, and you can look at them, look at what they're doing, look at their daily habits, talk to them about, this or that, and you can pick up those habits that will propel you farther in life. You can learn techniques, practices, whether it's how to handle money, whether it's, different ideas of relationships, right? It's just a great exposure to a really, really diverse perspectives and diverse people. Now, for me, one of the disappointments is Poppy's Bar and the Drake Hotel and Poppy's Bar and Chill closed down, because that was a place where I found a lot of the really amazing, great quality expats, because it was more family friendly. And, people would feel comfortable bringing their family there. People, you get good food. You still get a tiny bit of a bar aspect. But the whole other side of Angeles City that it's, famous for wasn't really present there inside that bar to any great degree, right? And so people that are more successful in life and not here chasing girls, they would kind of migrate there. And it's a great place to, rub shoulders with some just stunningly, amazing people. And, after things I've learned, I'll never go back to that establishment. And, it's sad, but, I hope somebody else fills that niche. And then the one specific that came up, that I covered in the last live stream, I wanted to go over again, was, you sit down at these bars, and this happens to me everywhere in the world, but, a lot of these expats here, they don't understand social cues, and they have no desire to. And to me, I'm always trying to get better at my social cues. I really suck. I have forever. Yeah, exactly, Sunset. Um, but this guy, we're at a bar. There's three of us. We're having a good time, and people are sitting down, coming and going. We're saying the highs, hellos, and this guy is going around the table. Where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from? And he gets to me. I'm like, America. Like why are you acting like a Filipina? With the 10 questions, you have to answer before they talk to you, right? And it just, he didn't take the brush off. He wouldn't take the brush off. Well, where are you from? Okay, I'm from the West Coast. Well, the West Coast is big. You got to have a city. What city were you from? I'm just asking. It's like, bro, take a fucking clue. If I wanted to talk about myself, I would. I was busy doing other shit. Didn't even really want to engage in the conversation with this guy. And he's like getting upset because I won't give him the street and address I was born, the date and time. Wouldn't give him my grandparents, names and birthdays, and I'm not going to give you my social security if we just met at a bar, right? And it doesn't really matter. I could tell him I'm from New Jersey or Boston or Georgia or Michigan or Colorado or Kansas City, or how the fuck is he going to know unless he checks my passport? It doesn't matter. The important thing for me is I was just trying to brush it off, right? And he wouldn't accept that. He wouldn't accept the social cue. And now he's giving me a hard time for being the asshole for not answering his invasive question. And yeah, it's not too invasive. It's not, but it was more the time and more the timing and his attitude. I didn't want to engage with the guy. But all of a sudden, I'm the asshole. And that's fine. That's great. Go away, bro. I'm the asshole. I stink. Go away, right? I have no problem. I like to repel people I don't enjoy, right? It's kind of a like second nature to me now as I travel. If there's somebody doing something I don't like or I don't want to be part of, there's ways to repel them. And socially, and this guy, I'm sure he's a nice guy to some degree, but if you can't pick up on the social cues or respect that somebody doesn't want to give you their, name, address, date of birth, when you just meet them at a bar, it's like, and why do you need to have that to have a conversation anyway? Like, what's the point of, I can tell you why. I can tell you exactly why. Is that person is used to judging people based on who they are and treating people based on an assumption of who he thinks they are based on what he tells them. So he has his screening questions, and he's going to modulate how he talks to you based on what he believes, your history is. And it was very obvious in the conversation that's where he was going. Well, what job do you do? What job did you do? What do you do, right? And these are all like innocent questions, but they're also kind of rude and invasive. If I ask somebody, what they do for a living, one, I don't like to ask that question, right? Because if they want to tell me, they'll tell me. If they don't, they don't, right? But some of these people don't have any skills in conversation. Some of these people don't have any, they're so busy looking at the past. They're so proud of who they were back there. They don't recognize that they're in the present and moving forward into the future. So, it's just frustrating. And these are the people I learn. I come here and I learn a lot, right? And I look in the mirror and I learn a lot. And things like this, I learn, okay, I need to be more aware of social cues. I really need to pick up on that. Because that's something I've always struggled with. And that was a perfect example of me giving multiple social cues and this guy just being, openly belligerent about, ignoring them. And why? Like, I don't see the benefit, right? I don't see the upside. Like, you just want to be a jerk to be a jerk? Okay, good on you, go be a jerk, right? But guess what? You're a jerk to somebody, they can be a jerk back, right? That just happens. And, I don't know, man. I still stand by my assertion, my idea, my premise that Angeles City is a great place because you come and you meet people like that. And then you meet the other side of the coin. You meet like I said, some of the most amazing, accomplished, successful people cycle through this city. Now, without poppies, it's harder to meet people like that. You can meet some at the rail, but you're not going to meet a family man sitting at the rail at Kokomo's, right? It's one in 1,000. So I really hope somebody replicates that as an expat hangout that is, serves good food. It is a place for expats to kind of migrate to and not bring the whole girly bar scene to that establishment. But just have good food, have a good bar, a place to watch sports, a place to hang out, and kind of migrate away from, migrate away from the guys that, like, I sat down at a bar, it was like a year ago, and this guy I'd never met just pulls out his phone. He had one of those like mini tablet phones, it was huge. He just starts showing me pictures of new girls, and I'm like, what's your point? I'm drinking a beer. Like, go away, right? And there's those people here, right? Like I said, you'll meet the best and the worst. And I think the mistake is to not learn from the worst. I think the best thing I can do, and I encourage others to do, is to come out and meet these people, rub elbows with them, talk to them, see what their daily routine is like, see what their daily habits are like, see what they do all day, every day. And, is that the life you want to live, or do you want to live a different life? And you will meet some people that have little aspects here, a little aspect there, a little part there, right? And you'll start to form a better plan if you want to change your life. If you want to transition from, everyday life in another country to everyday life here, or everyday life in a different place. Yeah, I have a phone specifically. Sunset Travel just said people asking for WhatsApp is frustrating, or I forgot the word to use. And people get frustrated with me because, like, I don't give you my phone number. I don't. I have a special phone that's not connected to anything. It has a WhatsApp, and I give that to, some people, but I don't even give that to everybody. And that phone changes all the time. And it's because I've had so many problems with crazy people, right? And most of the time when I'm out and about, I don't even carry a phone. And that sounds crazy to people. But seriously, if you're going to go out, why do you need your phone? I don't need to record anything. I don't need to do this. I don't need to do that. So many times I'm out walking around, and not just in this country, in other countries. And the only reason I have my phone with me is to record things for YouTube. Otherwise, there are days I just leave it at the hotel, leave it at the Airbnb. But yeah, if you're going to be out and about, and I'll cover this real quick. So I recommend you have 3 phones. And everybody's like, oh, no. One phone for you, your bank, and your personal close friends, family. That's it. That phone pretty much stays in your hotel 24/7, stays locked up, stays in a safe, right? And that doesn't need to be a great quality phone. It just needs to be able to run your banking apps, all your apps you need for your life gets that phone. Your other phone would be your social media, your friends, pretty much everybody. Yeah. And then your third phone would be a travel phone, and that's got a foreign SIM in it. It changes all the time, and the number changes. That's where you run your grabs, run your Bolt, right? I'll run Grab and Bolt off my second phone because I run my social medias on it. But the third phone is the number I give out to people I meet. And even then, I'm very selective and picky about it. And the reason you have those 3 phones, it's not to protect your identity, because those phones all know each other. Those phones, if you carry them, they all know each other. And on the back end, any of those 3-letter agencies, they connect it all. So if you do anything nefarious on any one of them, it shows up on all 3. And I'll search something on one phone, and I'll get ads for it on another phone, even though they're not connected, even though they're not linked or anything. It's just the way it is, right? Technology's there. But the average person can't link your 3 phones together, right? The average person, they can send you a message on Instagram or WhatsApp and hack your phone. It's not unheard of at all, right? Had it happened a few times. But when you have the 3 phones, it really protects yourself, really separates you from a lot of potential issues. And it makes it easier, when you're out and about, to give a stranger your WhatsApp number if you know it's going to change in 4 months, right? And that's easy enough to do when you travel. Just pick up a new sim. But I'm gonna get back to eating, finish my breakfast here. I got to tell you, this tequila reef, and that's not doing a great job of it. But this breakfast quesadilla is the bomb today. It's just the bomb. Look at that big old piece of bacon that just fell. And it's about time for me to get another cup of coffee. I love this coffee cup. Oh, it spilled. I got a little dribble going. But I do love this coffee cup. But yeah, get on the plane, get some stamps in that passport. No Bloody Mary. I'm sober for the first time in like 36 hours. Had quite the epic run. I got off the plane we landed at like 11 in Manila. Took us an hour to get to the gate. We sat on the tarmac for like an hour. Finally got to the gate, got out of there, caught the bus to Angeles, and then got to the hotel like 2:33. And I'm just wired at this point, like there was no sleeping. So that started the whole escapade, going on a quest for biscuits and gravy. I'm not a big biscuits and gravy guy. Like Poppy's made a really good biscuits and gravy, but Poppy's, yeah, Eric did a great job there, but I like my biscuits really flaky and floury, and so many people make that biscuit like a lead-filled hockey puck, and like, I'm not that way. Now you give me the gravy. We used to call this, I can't remember his name. We used his name because we'd go to this restaurant in San Luis Obispo. Man, that place was so good. I can't remember that name either. But we called it the hangover cure. And so what it was is you got two biscuits with gravy. You put the biscuits down, you put a little bit of gravy, and then you take 3 eggs over easy. They're cooked together. And you drop that on top of all 4 of those biscuit halves, right? And then you cover it in gravy and cover it in cheese. Oh, that was just, when the eggs are cooked, like always, when they're cooked perfectly, and you get that runny yolk, it was just, and they did such a, the breakfast buzz. Yeah, this was a long time ago, but man, that place was the bomb. They had the amazing breakfast burritos too, but that breakfast was so yummy and perfect hangover cure. And so when I got to Poppy's, all the butter, yes. Yes. When I got to Poppy's, I had them making me something similar. I would take a bowl of rice, garlic rice. The garlic rice here in Angeles is usually really good. So garlic rice, 3 or 4 eggs over easy, and then some gravy over the top, a little bit of cheese. Oh man, it was so good. Oh, that gravy Eric had, man, I miss that place. I probably wouldn't come back to Angeles without that place, except I have a few friends I really enjoy. And it's a good place, like I said, to meet strange and interesting people. Some good, some bad, some unknown. But I gotta get out of here. Sunset, hope I run into you. McLovin, hope to see you soon. And I don't think Cal Bear made this one, but anybody else out there, thanks for stopping by, and hopefully this one records and saves. Take care.